Hey people, Angel here, 3v3, Angel Gate, blue team. We've got Jimmy Rustles as an Inquisitor who's not moving. Very good control abilities, fights in melee combat by default, but can get ranged weapons and a bit of support too. And there he goes, alongside another Imperial Guard player. It's Viking as a Lord General. Fights range combat begins with a retinue to help him out. Really good defense and support capabilities. And he can add to that retinue too, and alongside them is a 13-foot xenos. It's a Hive Tyrant played by Yaay. Very durable commander that walks through objects and cannot be suppressed on very good offense. Disruption and support begins in melee combat. Red team, whitehead1981 is a Chaos Lord, durable and destructive commander, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed on very good offense and disruption. Fights mainly in melee combat using the Death Guard elite scheme. Alongside, Mr. 187 is an Eldar Warlock melee commander that can leap into combat, some awesome disruption and some good mobility, can also tank damage and deal damage. And rounding off this red team, it's zeetorq as a mech boy, teleporting commander that fights range combat, puts out some good damage, can also support with structures, buffs and repair and disrupt. Very useful little orc. He's in retreat now. Looks like the red team are going to take the southwest corner of Angel Gate, which of course has these 2 power points and is right next to the bases. Not one of my favoured 3v3 maps because it's very tight in some places and there's just too many garrisons. I think makes it quite tough for Tyranids because not even Raveners and stuff can get into garrisons for them. Can make it very tough early on. Early engagers can just put stuff in garrisons and outshoot the Tyranids a lot of the time. Here comes the Chaos Lord. I'm sure he wants to get close to that little blob to use Kill the Weak. Cormagon's backing away from him, knowing that he wants to use it, but he does get it off. And it was a pretty good hit, and then a special attack too. Hive Tyrant is munching through some heretics, Chaos Space Marines in one of those aforementioned garrisons. Viking is confused about them making power at the bottom. A lot of players do. A lot of teams do, I should say. 475, 500. And Tyranids are pushing this natural power in the top, well, the southeast corner, I should say. You don't often see these corner powers pushed so early. Hive Tyrant using seismic roar against the garrisoned CSM, doing a little bit of damage to them, but not enough to force them out. Heretics getting pretty close to their grenade launchers, but they are able to disrupt a few termagants. But he took out 2 generators there, did Yaay. He did pretty well. Gets away without any squad losses as well. Well done to him. In fact, only lost 4 termagant models through that whole thing, and that was it. Very good play by Yaay. Now he's off the field though. Needs Jimmy Rustles to hold down the top a little bit, play a bit defensive, don't get caught against 2 in a bad position. Here comes 187, the Warlock with no war gear. Guardian team with a shuriken cannon moving up. The Chaos Lord has a little bit of XP. I suppose he killed a bunch of termagants, did he? We have double heretics and Whitehead into Havocs. Pretty solid build. Jimmy Rustles with some artillery spotters on the field coming out of base now, not going to be able to take part in this engagement. Ouch! Destructor and grenade barrage on the 4 guardsmen almost finishes them off. Heretics are in there. Chaos Lord chasing. Can he finish off the guardsmen? No, they do not. Could he have chased them down there? The Inquisitor goes down. The turret was actually scuttled, so he did get some resources back for that. 446, 482. Barb Strangler, I should say. Didn't actually suppress the mech boy there for some reason. Patatron's now moving in. Mech boy getting outnumbered bottom. Yaay switching bot and helping his team get the bottom back. Well done. 446, 472. Contested is being taken by heretics. Red team are bashing the central natural power. Immolator is up for the Warlock. Could be nasty if he catches the guardsman or those Tyranids napping, especially following up with a destructor, could be really nasty. Has double aspects, so the Dire Avengers can spike something with a grenade. I think they're going to finish off these generators. What's this? It's the Orcs trying to push mid, but caught by the Tyranid player who turned around and smacked up a few sluggers. Lasguns taking shots at shooters and almost finishing them off. zeetorq Needs to concentrate a little bit more, maybe use cover a little bit more. I think he needs to try and tie things up with his mech boy as well, which is not seen all that often. He's got the Daka big shooter, just increasing his DPS. Eldar caught here. Could see a really nasty seismic roar in retreats. Surely, there it is. It's a really good ability on retreat. Screws up pathing and does a big chunk of damage. Can he finish off both of those dire avengers? He very nearly does. He does, in fact. Wow. And down goes the shuriken. Really, really bad engagement for 187. An awesome flank by yaay. 187 loses his entire army. What fights on here? Noise Marine's moving up now for Whitehead. Warrior Brood there. Can just use Worship and chuck his Chaos Lord into melee combat with them, since they cannot suppress that Chaos Lord. Chaos Lord does have the awesome Combi Flamer. Gives him a around about 30 DPS piercing weapon to use while he's chasing stuff around with really good accuracy on the move. 415, 472. Hive Tyrant will level to 3. Reviving the Inquisitor. He's done really well early on that Hive Tyrant. Inquisitor's level 1, no war gear. We've seen the Seismic Roar already do good things for him. Was worth it alone to help wipe that Eldar stuff. 409, 472. Chaos Lord runs away. Inquisitor will try to cap. What's this? Chaos Space Marines trying to bash power here. It looks like they took one of the generators down, but are now suppressed by a heavy weapon team. I don't think Whitehead has realised. What is yaay going to do? He's not going tier 2. Where's the Warlock? Going bottom. He needs to decide what he's going to do here. 394, 473 does go tier 2. He has some good recovery options as Eldar in tier 2. Could get some Warp Spiders out, could get some Fire Dragons out. I think double Warp Spiders might do pretty well for him here. Teleport around and annoy those Tyranids with a Falcon for support maybe. 385, 472. It's the mech boy capping the bottom power, or at least one of them. Yes, they're going to get both of them now, red team. Usually the fight over the bottom powers kind of peters out as we head into mid tier 2 and stuff. Doesn't finish the decap though. Catachans. The tech unit, very, very versatile as well. Do a decent job versus Orks a lot of the time. But a weird boy can screw them over pretty badly in tier 2. Everyone going tier 2 now. It looks like it will be Jimmy Rustles the first to get there. Seismic Roar on the garrison again. Barb Strangler, of course, is a very good anti-garrison weapon. Unlike Flamers, he gives you big, bursty chunks of damage versus garrison units. Hammer of the Witches on the Chaos Lord. Inquisitor moving in. Killed a weak on her now. She needs to be a bit careful here. 382, 472. Chaos Lord, of course, does start with a power melee weapon. I think it's 2060 DPS power melee. There is Immolate. Is that what it's called? Yes, it is. Forcing off a bunch of guardsmen stuff. 371, 472. Might have been able to just back off there. Not sure why he retreated out so completely. The Inquisitor just about getting away. Blue team, look at this control they have on the map here. 187 goes for Wraith Guard. Double Wraith Guard is another good way to recover. yaay has a zone throat. Hive Tyrant's going to want to get in there quickly alongside his Hormagaunts to tie up those double Wraith Guard. Warlock level 2. Manticore on the way for Viking. Manticore on the way also for Jimmy Rustles. This could be tough for the red team to push back here. 369, 465. Both the naturals are still in natural hands. Good on 187 for playing on, I think. It's nice to see a player losing a bunch of stuff and not blaming balance or something for it. No, he just got flanked and didn't realise quickly enough or react quickly enough. 369, 461. Noise Marines with a little blast of cacophony and then they are off. Just Space Marines need to be careful. Good grenade barrage on the Hormagaunts that were incoming there. There's some Khorne worship allowing the Chaos Space Marines to escape a bit quicker. Heretics, what are you up to though? Very, very ballsy move and he gets away with it. We might see a power bash here from yaay. Has a zone throat on the field supporting his army with that health regen artillery piece. Does not need to set up and does not do friendly fire. Very, very useful unit. Can also knock down targets and snare larger targets with the focus warp blast. Can't knock over the Chaos Lord though, I'm pretty sure. Havocs tied up by the Hive Tyrant, who has bonded exoskeleton and warp field. Almost finishes off those Havocs. Wow. These are 75 DPS, I think, the Rending Talons. Not to be trifled with. Melee damage, of course, which is full against heavy infantry. 363. 461. You see the weird way out for zeetorq. Very powerful against largely infantry armies. Viking and Imperial Rustles both have their manticores up, which can be very powerful on this map. On these smaller 3v3 maps, they can do wonders for you. Oh, electric armor for zeetorq. Did he have that in tier 1? I can't remember seeing him use it. Ogren's on the way for Viking. Cataclysms do get away, so does the Weird Boy. Sluggers now on the prowl with Knob Leader and Burners. Double Wraith Guard will take the garrison, which they can do now, of course. Not taking shots at the Tyranids though. Able to... Wow, look at the damage they did to the Zone Thrower with just 2 weapons firing. 363, 461. The Zone Thrower, of course, with just 300 hit points, does have an energy shield. Going to use Seismic Roar on the garrison, is he? Here are Heretics. They really do not like Seismic Roar when they're in the default state, but now he's got no energy to use it, thanks to his warp field being up. Manticore Strike on nothing in particular there. That was a bit odd. 363, 459. Red team are holding their ground here. Not being overrun. 187 now with a guarded weapon team on the way. Chimera up for Jimmy Rustles. 2-to-1 cap for the blue team. Hive Tyrant now in retreat. He's off the field and he's offering a lot to the blue team in terms of just holding things up and stopping pushes. Red team are double capping. What is this? Artillery spotter using the incendiary shell on the heretics there. That's pretty nasty, and they're forced to back away. Stickman was on the field for zeetorq. Artillery unit of sorts, but they're actually pretty decent in melee combat. Have very high melee skill and decent melee damage, let down by only having those 4 models and 800 hit points, but they are mainly used to throw those stick bombs around, which can give squads pretty easily. Here comes Ogren's. zeetorq doing a good job getting a custom force shield out and disrupting them like crazy. Ogren's should be able to tear apart pretty much everything else he has though, and he wants to keep the Weird Boy away from him, but the Weird Boy will help greatly thanks to the Warp Vomit to keep them at bay. Red team still putting up a very good fight top. Mr. 187 now, the guarded weapon team moving up with the Shuriken Cannon, and good play to keep it moved up there. Can he take down the Hive Tyrant? No, he doesn't target the Hive Tyrant, so he overextended his guarded weapon team. Might lose it here. Yes, he's going to lose it. Didn't last very long. Just as I was praising him for bringing it up, he brought it up a bit too far and did not target the Hive Tyrant, level 4 Hive Tyrant.
Show me our way.
Inquisitor still level 1 somehow. Lost her hat as well. Lord General with grenade launchers and carapace armor. Mechboy level 3 now has the beamy death gun, and this is a powerful anti-vehicle weapon. Doesn't do anything fancy, just massive chunks of burst damage to vehicles. 363, 444. Magical strike on the orcs, and yeah, just retreat back. Retreat is so short, might as well. Just going to hold up this Imperial Guard blob. What is he doing? Oh, he's going after the Manticore, trying to get in the garrison and take shots. Now, is it going to manually is it going to target the Manticore or what? 363, 433. Is he going to shoot? What is this? Oh, he's poking out this window, and he's going to go down here. Well, that was pretty unlucky. Couldn't he poke out of this window? 363, 424. Blue team have the top, swarming the top now. Blastmaster is in play, and an autocannon Havoc squad. We know how crazy those things are. Wraith Guard tied up by Hormagaunts, but they do survive. Zone Throat getting shots in. Needs to be a little more aggressive going after that Zone Throat. Maybe some Raptors or something for Whitehead. But Whitehead goes tier 3. 187 is floating resources like absolutely crazy. Almost 1500 rec and over 200 power. 363, 403. Might be a good idea for him to get a Wraith Lord up. A apart from the Zoanthrope snaring it, there's not a lot of threat for it on the field. 363, 396, it's got to do something with the resources. We'll go tier 3 and get something out soonish, maybe. Manticore strike on the Havocs. Ouch, ouch, almost finished them off there. If they didn't retreat, it would have done. Look at this, Slugger's being sneaky and taking blue team's natural. Blue team have 2 gens and a node bottom. How are red team still in this game? They still have more VPs even. Whitehead and 187 with quite depleted armies. 187 for quite a while now. And he's still not doing anything with his resources. Not sure what he's waiting for here. Goes tier 3. Might want a bunch of fire prisms. Fire prisms and other fire support vehicles like tanks and stuff can be a bit of a liability on this map. I generally tend to avoid them myself because of the you can't pass through the buildings obviously, and there's units all over the place in your way. You can often just get stuck in a mass of stuff and hunted down. Blastmaster getting shots continuously on this heavy weapon squad, which is reinforcing off the teleporter relay beacon. The Chimera is in mobile base mode. Hive Tyrant levels to 6, reviving the Inquisitor. Now all of the blue team will be able to use that beacon to retreat back to, and of course reinforce off it as they would the regular Chimera. Ogrins haven't really had a massive impact. Not sure if he didn't know there was a weird way around, but the weird way with that warp vomit makes it pretty difficult for the Ogrins to do their thing, not to mention the custom force field, of course. Mechboy is back on the field incidentally, obviously repurchased by zeetorq. Swarmlord on the field for yaay. That's going to be a bit of a problem. Wraithguard will do good damage to it, but that's pretty much it. Whitehead did lose his Havocs. There's that warp vomit stunning all of that stuff. Can they hunt down the Zoanthrope here? Zoanthrope is in retreat. Wraithguard getting shots. Here comes the Swarmlord though. Super unit for Tyranids. 2,000 hit points of vehicle armor. Runs around with some very nasty single target, heavy melee DPS, and some really cool abilities as well. Leech Essence, which will drain health from nearby enemies, and the awesome Blade Flurry, which does a massive amount of burst damage to nearby enemies. Very, very nearby enemies though. Going after the Wraithguard. Tying them up. 363, 303. How much damage exactly does this guy do, I wonder? Also grants a speed and reinforcement synapse to nearby Tyranids, which is a massive deal. Late game you can just run around with very quick and dangerous blobs of death that are constantly reinforcing off this guy. Doing a good job going after the Warlock, is he? No, still tying up those Wraithguard, taking out one of their Warlock leaders in fact, which stuns them, but they were in retreat anyway. Swarmlord doing a good damage. Good job early on. Oh! Imperial Abyss on the Guardsman. That is beautifully placed. Need to get inside the Chimera, I think. He just retreated them back. So he took out... Did he take out one of the Guardsmen? I don't think he did.
More armor for the armor. We're in the middle of upgrades.
Okay, so... Wasn't that great. It looked great. We didn't actually take a squad out, I don't think. 363, 270. Neiman Russ on the field for Viking with elite tank crew and the executioner cannon on top. 2-1 cat. I think it's called a plasma destroyer or something. Not sure though. That gun. The tank itself is called the executioner pattern, but I'm not sure what the actual gun is called. I'm sure somebody knows. Inquisitor's down yet again. Tyranids trying to tie up the Chaos Lord here, which is a bit odd. Can use Kill the Weak, there it is. 363, 247. Hive Tyrant will hit level 7 with this revive now. Slaughter up from the Chaos Space Marines. Can they take out a Warrior Brood model? No, they can't. They're now suppressed. Hormagaunts moving in. They were actually firing at the Hormagaunts there. So definitely not going to take out a Warrior Brood model. Red team on the back foot. Carnifex now on the way for yaay. He has such a strong army here. Swarmlord and Carnifex, and I'm pretty sure that the speed buff granted by the Swarmlord does affect Carnifex's, and also the Hive Tyrant himself, of course. And he's been pretty awesome this game. Here's an avatar though. 5,600 hit points of super heavy infantry armor. A really awesome passive buff that this guy grants as well. Pretty sure it's suppression immunity and a bunch of other good stuff, damage resistance or damage buff or something. But he's pretty good in combat, and really killy moves with his Wailing Doom. Does splash damage of course as well. Nob Squad going after the Executioner tank 363 208. And they get on the rear armor. Not quite, using Frenzy now. Here come Ogrins. Here comes the Hive Tyrant and a Swarmlord. And there is a Rox. Little bit late to react is Viking. And then he stops. The tank just stops and gets taken out. What was that? Was it path blocked by the Carnifex coming in? I'm not sure. That was very odd. Moved it just at the right time and then just stopped and was finished off there. Great Unclean One on the field for Whitehead. With a Swarmlord, Avatar and Great Unclean One on the field. He has no worship support for it though. Whitehead does have a Chaos Predator which is moving up. Trying to formation. Will it one-shot the D-Cannon? Not quite. D-Cannon is now disrupted and can't do anything. It's setting up again. No it's not, it's taken out. Massive engagement here. Wraithguard coming into play. Finishing off the Lehman Rush surely. Yes they do. Wow, rocket run on the blob of Eldar. Looking at this fight from behind the Angel Gate now. Wraithguard staying in play. Unfortunately for them, they can't reinforce off anything in the field. Look at the state of the ground there. Grand King One chasing down this Chimera. And a Wraithguard finish it off. Wraithguard coming into their own late game, taking out a tank and the Chimera. Really good play from them. Nob Squad chasing down a Carnifex which has the Thornback upgrade, so it does have melee resistance. Down to 1650 hit points now, of course, at level 1. Used to be 1750. Or was it 1875? I think it was 1875. 362 158. Nob Squad doing well, and the Mech Boy can support a Nob Squad very, very well, but he doesn't have any of that war gear at the moment. As Mega Rumbler and Beam of Death Gun can get the super tough beam and the battery pack to support a Nob Squad very, very well. Noise Marines are repositioning into this little alcove type thing. 346 158, an excellent engagement for red team. Pushed really well and killed some stuff, more importantly. Jimmy Rustles now trying to recover with a heavy weapon squad. Mr. 187 does have another D-Cannon, but it's getting Manticore in the face, is it? Retreats it out in time. Red team's natural uncapped. They need to cap it back here. Was it the Ogrins? Maybe it was. They're looking for guilty. Carnifex moving in. Swarmlord. Barb Strangler Warriors need to be targeting stuff like the Nobs. Nobs are backing off though. Cloud of Fly's ability from the Great Unclean One infecting all of those Tyranids. Being chased down here by the Swarmlord, and Carnifex though needs some support. He still does not have any heretics to worship this big fella. Another big engagement, this time over the red team's natural. Blue team pushing hard here. Ogrins moving in, trying to finish off that very annoying grid, but they can't quite manage it. Great Unclean One taking a lot of damage, soaking up a hell of a lot of damage. Hive Tyrant now has the Venom Cannon, as you might be able to see there. Avatar, Marco Zinch, Chaos Predator. Carnifex now in a bit of trouble. Great Unclean One turns around and starts whacking on him, and he's almost taken out. Predator trying to chase him down, I think, but might pay for it by being destroyed. Yes, Swarmlord finishes it off. Now it's a Swarmlord being focused down by double Wraithguard and an Avatar. There is the Leech Essence though to keep him alive, and he does get away. Did the Carnifex get away? Yes it did. Good play by Yaay. Manage his units well. Wailing Doom right in the face of the Hive Tyrant, who's level 7 with a Venom Cannon. That thing is doing a lot of damage. I think it's 22 armor piercing DPS. Will be more now, of course, now that the Hive Tyrant is level 7. And that is a lot for an anti-vehicle weapon. Especially since that thing does AoE damage and it can hit infantry and do some very nasty things there. has a good 2-shot burst as well. 287, 158. Whitehead floating like crazy. What is he going for? He's calling in Terminators. Fire Prism on the field now. On the way, I should say, for 187. Here are the Chaos Terminators. We'll just get the auto cannon, I think, since Lightning Claws won't help them all that much versus the Swarm Lord and the Carnifex. Or just keep them with their twin-linked bolters. Because look what they're doing against that infantry there. Demoralizing it. This could be nasty. Smack. Doesn't finish them off, but you might be able to finish off one of the squads in melee combat. Maybe those Stormtroopers. There's Terminators coming in, and they will finish them off as they flee. Now they need to cap. Inferno Pistol up for the Inquisitor. She's almost level 3, about 2/3 of the way through level 2. 262, 158. Tyranids pushing them natural again, are they? Trying formation went off there. Looted tank on the field with zeetorq and Viking with a Baneblade on the way. Red team have done so well not to just straight up give up. 2 of their players were very depleted in their armies, but they've kept plugging away. They've made some good choices. The double Wraith Guard have done really well for 187. Level 4 and level 4. Wow, how much damage are they doing? They both have Wraithbone also. 187 also has a nuke that you can use. As you can see, they're almost 900 ready as. That could be telling on Angel Gate. 248, 158. Chaos Terminator is teleporting away. They do have their auto cannon. Doesn't give me a DPS value here, but this thing is nasty. Good damage to all targets with a small area of effect. See it whittling down the health of the Swarm Lord there. That was just a special attack from the Brilliant Pinwell, not his vomit ability. 235, 158. When is 187 going to use this nuke? Pomegrante's finished off. The Brilliant Pinwell does not do splash damage any longer. Does still have the passive damage aura and does more single target damage, but no longer does the splash. Here comes the Carnifex. That was the Nurgle Vomit. Everything dodged it, I think, pretty much. Red team pushing back here, not happy just to rest on their laurels. Judgment is up on those knobs, but the Inquisitor runs away and just about gets away as well. That's the Mega Rumbler going off, I believe. Yes, it is. Make Boys, level 8. 224, 158. Baneblade on the field for Viking. Thinking about going top, but it might be a bad idea. Needs to wait for his allies to come back out onto the field, I think, because Red team are pushing hard and pushing well. Fire Prism on the field for 187. Floating a lot still. Baneblade now being pushed slightly by the Great King one. It's ready to back away. At least Chaos Lord level 10 has the Demonic Massage, Comedy Flamer and Harmony Inferno. Level 10 this guy. Level 9 Warlock. Ogryns might be finished off by the Blastmaster, and they are. Ouch. Just give there. Imperial Guard having trouble standing up to these late game engagements, aren't they? They have a lot of very fragile units. And that's why it was such a good choice, I think, for 187 to get this double Wraith Guard. They give you a bit of that stability and durability in the Eldar lines. I mean, 2,662 hit points, these guys now, at level 4. 207, 158. Imperial Guard don't really have a tier 2 unit like that, apart from the Ogryns, but they have the big disadvantage in a team game of having to get into melee combat, and there not being really an easy way to deliver them. Chaos Lord goes down in retreat, does he? No, level 10 he has to go down. Red team with the 2-1, and they are looking pretty good here. Baneblade goes down. Wow, I missed the Baneblade loss. Everyone's raging at me now. Was it the... yeah, it must have been the Eldritch Storm. Here's another one. No, there is the Eldritch Storm. That was the Wraith Guard that finished with the Baneblade, was it? I don't know. Maybe you saw. I was too busy babbling about Imperial Guard. 177, 158. Carnifex being chased down by knobs. Doing so much damage with those hammers. Can they finish it off? Surely they can. There's a rocks as well. Take out the Carnifex. 2 Leman Russes getting caught by the rocks. Ouch. Almost finished one of them off. Swarmlord now being smacked around by a level 4 Nob Squad. 5,247 hit points. Are you kidding me? Frenzy now up. 157, 158. Look at these guys, just taking on an entire army. Eventually they are persuaded to get out of there. What the hell happened to the Baneblade? I can't even see the remains of it anywhere. So something must have crushed it immediately. Magical Strike goes off. Must have been those Wraith Guard. They have been awesome. They just give something else. 145, 158. The Doom of Malantite on the field, which will do a lot of damage to Wraith Guard and those Terminators, boys. Is it enough? Is it enough? Look at the power that yaay is floating. That is outrageous. 650 power. Just goes to show you don't need to hold the bottom power on Angel Gate to do well. Floating plenty of power, but the Imperial Guard, oh, they conceded. There you have it. 129, 158 is the VP counter. Red team taking it. Blue team not seeing any way back. It was double Leman, they had triple Leman Russes, a Swarmlord and a Doom. I think they were just completely demoralised by the Baneblade loss, which I didn't even see with a fall. But Whitehead with some late game plague range, such a great late game unit. 187 with double fire prisms and still floating tons of resources. What a recovery from him. Literally lost his entire army in tier 1 to a Tyranid flank, but kept at it, recovered very well with double Wraith Guard. What a good choice, much better than my double Warp Spider suggestion, I think. Whitehead was solid, did lose his Heretics and never replaced them, I don't think, which is a bit odd. Noise Marines level 4 with a Blastmaster. Wow, how much damage was that thing doing? This is good at Commander's end of the game. Inquisitor struggled to stay alive. I think she died about 5 or 6 times she went down. Hive Tyrant was level 9, did really well early on, but just struggled to hold the lines late game with the Imperial Guard not really helping out too much with that. Lord General level 4 and down. Chaos Lord level 10 with the Combi Flame, Iron Inferno and Demonic Visage. Must have been a level 10 Warlock, it was. Immolator, Cloak of Shadows and Warp Throw and a level 9 Mech Boy. All the commanders doing really well on the red team. Beamy Death Gun, Mega Rumbler and Custom Force Field. There you have it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you next time.